What's up, YouTube? I'm still sporting a broken leg that I can't walk on for another 6 weeks, so I took the time to kind of think out what inspired me and who inspired me to really dig into skateboarding when I was younger. So I kind of made a list and I'm going to go over it and show you some footage. So starting with somebody who's not a pro or anybody knows, is just a friend down the street. Big guy named Lucio. He's one of those kids, you know, at that age, 14 or 13, whatever. He was huge, you know, like almost 6 foot and big, looked like a man. So when he skated, he was so powerful. It's just, to get around town, it's impossible to keep up with him. He was just so fast, and I was like, wow, that's pretty amazing. I wish I was that fast. So that was my first, like, I guess, competitive instinct in skating that made me want to push myself to go better, faster at that point. It wasn't about tricks. For many years, I just skateboarded, and the only thing I did was ride around town. I used it to get places. And the reason why I did that is, as a kid, I was a bit of a, I guess I wanted to be a special snowflake, you know, a little bit different from everybody. So I always didn't mind trying something new or doing something different. So everybody's riding around on bikes and whatever, and it's like, oh, not too many not too many people skate back then. So I'm like, skating sounds cool. So moving on, that idea kind of got reinforced by, I guess, a lot of things, but one thing I remember in particular was the movie Back to the Future. In the skate scene where he hangs onto the car, I think, to go to school, I mean, I just thought that was so rad. I was like, man, I wish I could like go on the street and have the guts to hang onto a car, but my mother probably would have killed me. So, and everybody always talks about the hoverboard, and it's like, I mean, yeah, it was cool, but I still prefer a regular skateboard any day. Moving on from that, getting into high school. So again, I'm still just pushing around on my skateboard, no tricks, no ollie, no nothing. And I get into high school and I notice there's, you know, a small group of skaters, got to know most of them, and that was it for about 2 years because I only saw them at school and you weren't allowed to bring your skateboard to school. So I knew they were skaters, but that's pretty much all I knew. That all changed in grade 9. I moved to a different part of town, so I had to start taking a different school bus, and I got on a school bus with a couple older skaters. And since I lived near them, they invited me to come out to their regular spot where I met about 7 or 8 dudes that were regulars, and we skated there every day, and they were all pretty good, you know, they all knew tricks, and that's how I started picking it up so quick back then. It was really awesome to skate with people better than you, and just to be able to progress, because back then we didn't have YouTube, and the best you could have for the most part was either a video at your friend's house or the Thrasher or Transworld magazine and look through the still photos of the sequence and try to learn it that way. So yeah, moving on from that, a couple of pros I should probably mention would be, I guess I could start with Tony Hawk. I mean, I'm a street rat. I love street skating. Ramp skating is cool, man. I respect anybody that skates ramp. It's awesome, but it's just not really my thing. So Tony Hawk was kind of big, but it wasn't because he was an amazing street skater. It's because I really liked his board design. I thought all his graphics were killer, and I just respected him as a skater because I knew he was amazing at what he did on vert. Moving on from Tony Hawk, I would say Frankie Hill. Frankie Hill is so high on my list because the only movie I was able to afford back then was Powell Peralta's movie called 8. I think it was a blue cover with the number 8 and a fire hydrant. And Frankie Hill had this small part in this movie, and I didn't know who he was when I watched it, and he was a street skater. So the footage comes on, and this dude is like jumping down stuff that's just like absolutely ridiculous for the time period. So he's probably the first guy I saw on a skateboard where I was like, wow, man, this guy is superhuman. Like, just amazing. Totally inspired me. Moving on from then, I always had crap boards, hand-me-down boards, and just, I was desperate for something good. And I had a chance, my friend from high school offered me his used deck, which was a Jason Lee deck, and it was a slick bottom with the hamburger and cows on it in black and white, I think. And I just thought it was awesome because he had a matching shirt that said Jason Lee and it looked like the Burger King symbol. So I think for 40 bucks he gave me the deck and the shirt, and I was like, awesome. So obviously check out some Jason Lee footage, and he's a pretty awesome dude. He's an actor now, I think, and been in a bunch of movies. Moving on from then, Mark Gonzalez was another big one. Mark Gonzalez was just, I mean, what can you say? He's the Gons, right? But the thing was, when I got my first job, I actually had money for the first time besides just my allowance. So the first thing I did was go to the skate shop and I bought a deck for me and I bought a deck for my friend. And I'll never forget my first brand new board. It was a slick bottom Mark Gonzalez. It had, I think, some Polaroids in the middle and then Kraft Dinner, like mac and cheese on the whole board. It was so awesome. Problem was, I skated home with my friend and right on his street, the first frontside 180 over a sewer, cracked it. I was so mad, but what are you gonna do? Ended up buying another one. I think it was maybe the Tony Hawk with the really long nose before they started. Anyway, all the board shapes were changing. Moving on from that, you got to mention Rodney Mullen. Whether it's in the past or even now, he's inspired me in two different ways. Number one, he created all the tricks. You know, it's just, I mean, not all of them, but so many. It's just absurd. You know, so basically everything you do on a skateboard, he did it first, and everybody learned how to do it from there and learned how to do different variations and do it better. So how could you not respect the guy? But then looking at him now, or what he's been through, and seeing him skate, and even Mullen and Tony Hawk and Steve Cavallero, guys like that, I watch these guys skating and they're so old. No disrespect, but I'm old too. So after I went through my 20-year break to get back into skateboarding, these guys were a factor in being like, wow, if these guys are pushing 40, 50, still skating, why can't I skate? Moving on from there, at the same time, I'll mention Aaron Kairos, who does Braille Skateboarding channel, and he was another inspiration because I think he's in his 30s. Rad dude, pretty damn good on a skateboard, really helpful, positive attitude, and I was like, I feel like I can watch his videos and learn tricks. Now that I'm older, I have a better appreciation for the mechanics in my head, where I think I can figure out tricks easier. And sure enough, after a year of skating and watching people like Aaron Kairos' videos, I actually became a better skater than when I was a kid. And I skated for years as a kid, and in 1 year as an adult, I got better. So, moving on from there, Day One Song, I mean, just put him together with Rodney Mullen. I mean, just so different from any other skater. He's just awesome. He's just fun to watch. And again, he's older. And I find now that he's older, he's even more fun to watch. So just another inspiring older dude who was like, man, he can do it, I can do it. And the last pro skater I'm going to mention is when I started getting back into skating, I was just looking through videos, trying to figure out what's going on in the skate scene, trying to get caught up a little bit on who the current pros are and stuff. I mean, I know about Nigel Houston and Shane O'Neill and guys like that. And I stumbled upon Antwuan Dixon. And I like colorful people, so I mean, I like the fact he was a colorful character. And his style is just absurd. I mean, it is so ridiculous. Every trick he does, his arms are down, and it looks like he's doing it so effortless. And I found out he got locked up, and I was like, oh damn, that sucks. I really want to see him skate. So I just kept following stuff, looking for news articles, and I think I followed his Instagram. And then I noticed he got out of jail and started doing little skate style. I've been watching right from the day he got out of jail. The first thing he posts on Instagram, I'm like, I check it every day to see if there's something new. So Antwuan Dixon just inspires me just because he's just awesome. Just awesome. The style, and just love underdogs too, you know. Get out of jail, come back. I'd like to see this guy go to the top. I mean, who knows? It's just the type of person I am. I just love watching underdogs make big comebacks. So last but not least, the last thing that kind of got me into skating was my wedding. So we got a whole bunch of gifts and money for our wedding, and one of the things we wanted to get was a really nice camera so that my wife was pregnant, and we wanted to be able to film our daughter, make videos and take pictures, because I live far away from home, and the only way I have to talk to them is Facebook, so it's nice to be able to post pictures and videos. So we got a really nice camera, Nikon Coolpix, it was on sale, films in HD, and I think after a while I was watching one of Aaron Kairos' videos, and I was like, man, I have the camera, I should really like get a skateboard. It'd be fun to film some stuff, because when you were a kid we didn't have cameras like that. So we went to Canadian Tire, just a local utility everything shop, tires for car, like, I don't know, whatever. And they have like Walmart, you know, the $20 skateboard. So I was like, this is what I'm gonna start with. I'll just, you know, it's $19.99. I mean, who cares if I break it? So I got the board and started doing stuff, and the board was so bad, but it didn't take long. If you watch through all my videos, I went and got a deck first with some trucks and wheels. So I used, without the trucks. So I used some of the old hardware and just over time upgraded it to a full pro deck and got right into it. Been making videos. I made the YouTube channel just so I could, like, you know, kind of show some of my friends and then like watch back myself and kind of learn from my mistakes and whatever. The channel became more popular than I expected, so I just kind of dived into it full time as a hobby, and had an amazing year. It was just some of my favorite moments: landing a tray flip, playing games of skate with my friends. Just then I broke my leg, and no regrets or anything. It's a 3-month healing journey, but supposed to make 100% recovery. And as soon as he tells me that bone is strong as can be, I'll be back on the skateboard making more videos. I'm going to do a whole series getting back on the board and rehabbing, relearning all my tricks, so it's going to be fun. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the story. Hope it didn't bore you. Have a great day. Don't hurt yourself. Peace.